Imagine a world running behind the scenes, a secret government within the government itself. This isn't a plot torn from a Hollywood blockbuster, but a concept widely known as the deep state. But what exactly is the deep state? Let's unravel this enigma together. The term deep state originated from the Turkish political system, where it was used to describe a group of influential anti-democratic coalitions within the Turkish political system, including military, security, and judicial sectors. The concept, however, has since taken on a broader meaning, encompassing a network of individuals and institutions that operate outside of the democratic system, influencing and sometimes even controlling policy decisions. The deep state is not confined to a single country or region. It is a global phenomenon, casting a long unseen shadow over the world's political stage. Its influence can be felt in major events and policy decisions, sometimes overriding the will of elected officials and shaping the course of nations. Now you may be wondering, how does this shadowy network impact the lives of ordinary citizens like you and me? Well, its influence is pervasive. It can affect the economy, social policies, even the information we consume daily. The deep state can shape public opinion, and in doing so, it can shape our reality. It's important to remember that the deep state is not an official entity. It's an idea, a concept that represents the hidden forces that pull the strings behind the scenes. It's a controversial subject, with many dismissing it as just conspiracy theory, while others see it as an undeniable truth. Unraveling the deep state is like peeling an onion. Each layer uncovers more questions, more complexities, more intrigue. But one thing is certain: understanding the deep state is fundamental to understanding the world we live in today. As former Senator Daniel Inouye once said, there exists a shadowy government with its own air force, its own navy, its own fundraising mechanism, and the ability to pursue its own ideas of the national interest, free from all checks and balances, and free from the law itself. The deep state is not just a theory, it's a reality that has been evidenced in numerous ways. Let's delve into some specific instances where the deep state has seemingly pulled the strings from behind the curtain. Take, for example, the infamous Watergate scandal of the early 70s. This was not merely a case of political espionage gone awry, but a glimpse into the murky depths where power, politics, and secret machinations intertwine. Historians and political analysts have long suggested that the Watergate scandal was a manifestation of the deep state in action, a secretive network operating within the government, striving to control national policy irrespective of the democratic process. As the Washington Post reporters Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein unraveled the Watergate mystery, they stumbled upon a labyrinth of clandestine operations, shadowy figures, and covert activities. Fast forward to the 21st century, and we come across the Snowden revelations. Edward Snowden, a former CIA employee and subcontractor, blew the whistle on the National Security Agency's mass surveillance programs in 2013. His disclosures revealed an extensive and intrusive surveillance state, operating under the guise of national security. Here too we see the fingerprints of the deep state, exercising control and exerting influence in ways that were hidden from the public eye. These instances provide us with a glimpse into the enigmatic world of the deep state. They show us that the deep state is not just a theoretical concept, but a tangible entity that operates and thrives in the shadows of secrecy and power. But don't just take our word for it. Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Glenn Greenwald once said, "The deep state is not some enigmatic, esoteric concept, but it's real, operates, and even thrives in secrecy." Indeed, it's not just a phrase thrown around in hushed whispers and conspiracy theories. The deep state is very much real, operating behind the scenes, subtly influencing the course of events and decisions that shape our world. As Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Glenn Greenwald noted, the deep state is not some enigmatic, esoteric concept, but it's real, operates, and even thrives in secrecy. Many dismiss the deep state as a conspiracy theory, but is it really just that? Let's delve into the arguments that swirl around the existence of this deep state. On one side of the coin, we have skeptics who brush it off as nothing more than a figment of an overactive imagination. They argue that the idea of a shadowy network pulling the strings behind the scenes is far-fetched and dramatic. They point to the lack of concrete evidence, the absence of clear-cut proofs that could definitively confirm its existence. As political scientist Michael Barkan once said, conspiracy theories rely on the view that the universe is governed by design and embody three principles: nothing happens by accident, nothing is as it seems, and everything is connected. On the other side of the coin, however, there's a group that staunchly believes in the existence of the deep state. They cite the unexplained decisions, the inexplicable shifts in policies that seem to serve a hidden agenda. They argue that the deep state is not a group of men in a dark room, but rather an interconnected network of high-ranking officials operating behind the scenes, shaping the course of the nation, irrespective of who is nominally in charge. Journalist Mike Lofgren, who spent nearly 3 decades as a congressional aide before becoming a best-selling author, argues that the deep state is a hybrid of national security and law enforcement agencies, along with parts of Wall Street and Silicon Valley. He says it's a parallel secret government, organized by the intelligence and security apparatus, financed by Wall Street, and tolerated by Congress. So, is the deep state a mere conspiracy theory? Or is it a hard, uncomfortable reality? The debate rages on, with compelling arguments on both sides. But as we navigate this labyrinth of theories and counter-theories, one quote stands out. As former CIA officer and political analyst Ray McGovern said, "The deep state is the large number of high-ranking unelected officials who exercise power irrespective of who is nominally in charge." The deep state may seem like a distant concept, but its influence can extend to our daily lives. Now, this statement might raise a few eyebrows, so let's dive deeper and explore what it really means. The deep state, shrouded in mystery, is often regarded as an unseen force influencing the decisions of the government from behind closed doors. It's like a puppeteer pulling the strings of governance, subtly shaping the policies that directly or indirectly impact us. For instance, consider the legislation around data privacy. Now, we all love our smartphones and the convenience they bring. But ever so often, there's a nagging worry about who might be watching or listening. The deep state, some say, could be the one pulling the strings, influencing policies that make surveillance easier and our privacy more vulnerable. Here's a quote from an unnamed former intelligence officer. He once said, "The deep state isn't just about power. It's about maintaining a status quo that serves certain interests." Now that's food for thought, isn't it? Then there's the economic sphere. Ever wondered why certain industries thrive while others struggle? Some argue that the deep state could be influencing fiscal policies to favor certain sectors over others. It's like a game of chess where the deep state holds the power, and we, the ordinary citizens, are the pawns. But let's not forget these are just theories. The deep state is an enigma, a puzzle that we're still trying to piece together. It's a shadowy concept that sparks curiosity and fear all at once. And while it's intriguing to delve into these theories, it's also crucial to approach them with a healthy dose of skepticism. So, where does that leave us? Well, in a world that's more connected than ever, it's important to stay informed, to question, to explore, and most importantly, to think critically. In the words of former NSA contractor Edward Snowden, the deep state is not just about spying, it's about controlling and manipulating the society. Controlling and manipulating, or just a conspiracy theory? The answer, my friends, might be more complex than we imagine. The deep state, once a shadowy concept, is now a subject of mainstream discussion. It's a term that's been thrown around in conversations across newsrooms and has permeated our social discourse. But what does it really mean? And how has our understanding of this term evolved over time? At its core, the deep state is the idea that there's a hidden government within the legitimately elected one, a network of individuals and institutions who hold the real power, irrespective of who is formally in charge. It's a concept that's been around for decades, lingering in the peripheries of public consciousness, often dismissed as the fodder of conspiracy theories. Yet, as we delve deeper into the 21st century, this notion seems to have clawed its way out of the shadows and into the limelight. It's no longer just whispered in hushed tones or relegated to the fringes of society. It's become a topic that's openly discussed, debated and dissected. This shift can be traced back to various factors, one of them being the power of the digital age. The internet has democratized information, leveling the playing field and allowing for a more inclusive conversation. It's given voice to those who were previously silenced, and it's thrown a spotlight on the murky corners where the deep state was alleged to operate. In the words of Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Carl Bernstein, the deep state is a reality. It's not a figment of someone's imagination. While it might not be the Hollywood-esque cloak-and-dagger entity that some imagine, it's an undeniable part of our political landscape. The perception of the deep state has evolved from being a fringe theory to a topic of mainstream discussion, a testament to the changing times and our collective desire to question, to understand, and to seek the truth. As journalist Mike Lofgren said, the deep state is the story of our time. It is the thin red line that runs through the war on terrorism and the militarization of foreign policy. A powerful reminder that sometimes the most profound truths are the ones hidden in plain sight.